All right, if you're someone who's been trying to stay consistent with the goal, but have been failing over and over and falling back into bad habits, I'm going to explain to you why. If you've also tried to visualize something before, like visualize, manifest, but you've fallen back into bad habits, I'm going to explain why. And I'm going to explain why you're struggling, but also how to change it. The shift in mind that you need to make that change. All right, guys? So let's just dive right into it. So the way this works, let me go ahead and get out my marker. The way that this works is here we go. This is exactly what I wanted. Okay, so this is the timeline. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. This is time as you know it. So time as you know it, guys, move this right here. Okay, whatever. So time as you know it, guys, is like this. Okay, so we'll call this time. You believe that this is like one moment, and then this is another moment, and then this is another moment as you go down this journey, this timeline, right? You see time as a timeline. Is that really what it is, though? It's not. So let me explain what time actually is. Time is an illusion created by the mind. All of this stuff, right, exists now. Let's say this is the present moment. Okay? Everything on the line exists in this moment. So let me explain it to you guys like this. When you visualize, okay, well, let's start a little bit higher. There's a self, okay, a collective consciousness. So this is all the source energy of the universe, okay? This is going to get a bit crazy. Just follow along, okay? Before the Big Bang, before everything was created, right, there was God, or source energy, or infinite intelligence. This is all there was. And then around it was a bunch of nothing, okay? And then this right here expanded and got bigger. And this is what creates everything you see around you, okay? Including you. So what it did is this energy, this source energy, individualized, okay? So if I were to ask you, who are you? What would you say? Would you say your name? You're not your name. Because if your parents gave you a different name, would you still be you? Yeah, you would. I'm a strong, fit, young man. Are you going to be strong, fit, and young forever? No. Okay. I'm a fit, young Indian guy. I'm Indian. If you were born into a different body, or let's say you had different parents, just by the luck of draw, you had those parents. Like, I'm talking about you. Who are you? Now think on it. This source energy individualizes into smaller pieces. Boom, boom. But it's all part of the whole. Okay, boom. And this is what you are. This is your soul. Okay, or your spirit. Your soul, your spirit. This is what's beyond the mind. Okay, so this is all source energy. I'm going to create a line here. This is all energy, right? This is like God, the universe, source energy. That's where your soul is. And then all of this right here is the physical world. Okay? So down here is the physical world. So you're this soul, this is you up top. This is the physical world, and this is time. So, you think that, this is a moment in time. One moment in time right here. This is another moment in time. This is another moment in time. And you think you just lollygag down this timeline and experience each moment as it comes, each next moment as it comes. Well, that's not really the case. The way it really works, guys, is your soul up here, part of the entire universe, the infinite intelligence, can see, you can't really see that, can see, we'll do this color, everything at once. So when you visualize, what are you really doing? It's your soul tapping into when you think of past experiences, right, what are you doing? It's your soul thinking of your past experiences. The same is true for the future. Your soul can think of, your soul sends energy into your body. So this is like your physical world. This is you right here. This is your actual body in pink. Okay, just go with it. And this is your mind. Your soul is going to send energy into your mind. Okay, boom. This is how thoughts happen. Right? This right here is your self-image, your self. Who you believe you are is right here. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about visualizing and things like this. So, this is your soul, and then you have a body. Your body down here is your ego. So what is your ego? That's, when I asked you, who are you? That's probably the stuff you were saying. Your characteristics, like, I'm strong, I'm charismatic, I'm confident. Or you could be, I'm weak, I can't lift a lot in the gym, I need to prove myself to other people. This is like who you think you are. But you, who you actually are, is up here. Okay? When I said this is your self-image, I didn't mean that. I mean this is your self-image, your ego. This is infinite. This is part of the whole. So this right here is abundance. We'll just do A, B. Abundance. This is everything there ever will be or ever was. And you're part of that. Nothing is impossible for infinite intelligence, for God, or for you. Because you're an individualization of this. This is who you are up here, okay? This is the physical world. So you think you're these things. These are all your beliefs. Your limiting beliefs, your beliefs about yourself, your self-image is all right here. Okay, so for example, the reason you feel, okay, so when you're acting out of your soul, you feel nothing but pure bliss and joy. That's what this is. It's pure bliss and joy and enlightenment. That's what's up here in the soul, in the infinite intelligence. You're part of the creation, the energy of the universe. It's right here. Whenever you feel resistance, guilt, shame, etc., this version of you, this right here, what you're identifying with, is out of alignment with your soul. So deep down, right, the voice of God, so it's funny, right? In your heart is the voice of God. Well, how do you talk to God? You are God. You see this? You're just a connected little piece of God. So whenever, like, for your consciousness, like, for example, I don't want to have a guilty conscience, or my conscience is telling me not to do that. It's like you're about to scam someone in sales, but you know deep down you shouldn't do it. But you're the type of guy to make $1 million a year, aka this is how you see yourself, $1 million earner. You know deep down you shouldn't do it. This is you being in alignment, but you do it anyway because you're $1 million earner. So you're conforming with your beliefs about yourself, but your beliefs about yourself aren't aligned with your truest self, your highest self. So that's why you feel guilt, okay, shame, and regret. These feelings only happen when you act in accordance with your ego, and that is not in alignment with your true self. Now, do we have that all out the way? So this is why you feel the way that you feel about certain situations. This is why you feel resistance. Okay, this is why you feel resistance to going to the gym, etc., etc. Because, for example, your highest self is saying, go to the gym, you fat fuck. And the way you view yourself right now is as an out-of-shape person. So you feel resistance there because what your truest self, okay, we'll put your truest self in this color again. So your truest self right here and your ego right here are not in alignment. So there's a clash there, and then you feel, boom, they're like conflicting, right? You can't be out of shape and in shape at the same time. You can't be out of shape and go to the gym at the same time, right? Because if you're going to the gym, that means you're in shape. Not in shape in the future, but in shape now. Because you're acting in alignment, in accordance. So now when I say about this in shape now, what does that mean? So this is you. So you're feeling guilt, shame, regret, and you know you want to make a change. So you're thinking, how do I do that? How do I make a change in my life? Well, I want to be, okay, so now let's get the thought bubble going. Boop, boop, boom, 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 boom. This is the thought bubble. And in this thought bubble is what you see as your ideal self. You make a lot of money. You've got a beautiful girl. We'll just put G for girl. You're very strong. We'll put a bicep right here. Boop, 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 boop. So this is you flexing your bicep and that fist. So you've got a lot of money. You've got the girl. You got the biceps. You got charisma. We'll put, I don't know, C for charisma. Okay? We'll make it a smiley face, actually. Boop, boop. This is your ideal self. So you sit down right here in this moment. This is the period in time where you're sitting down and you're visualizing. You right now. Okay, you close your eyes. Doop, doop. And you visualize. You try to see these things. And what you're doing is you're thinking to yourself, okay, this all sounds good and well, but this is me like here on the timeline, down the road. Right? This is me right here. And your ego is telling you that where you are now, okay, right here, and where you want to go here are two separate things. So you now, and so we'll put you now and you in the future, right? This is how your ego thinks. Your ego has all these characteristics, okay? Your ego is the belief inside of you, is who you believe you are, of how you are now, okay? So your ego is saying, I'm this way now, and for you to become your future self, these need to all change and be deleted. So I'm weak, it needs to be changed to I'm strong. I'm broke, needs to be changed to I'm rich. So your ego is thinking that can't be me because I would die. I would die if this is me. If my ideal self is me, I would die. You might not be thinking it, but that's what's happening in your mind. You now needs to die. Your ego needs to die for you to become this new thing. So you keep telling everyone you're going to be rich. You keep trying to become rich. You keep trying, but it's so hard to stay consistent in the gym. It's so hard to stay consistent with your goals. It's so difficult. Like, why do I have to try so hard? Why do I self-sabotage? Why do I scroll on Instagram when I know I shouldn't do that? Because you view yourself as a lazy fuck who scrolls on Instagram. Whether you admit it or not, that's how you view yourself. You believe that that's normal for you to do. It's normal for me to scroll. Everyone scrolls. Of course I scroll. So you're identifying your ego with a image of yourself that scrolls. Is that the same image that you would have if you were a billionaire? Does a billionaire scroll on social media, or are they working on their freaking business? They're working on their business. So they're not the same person. They don't have the same image as you. So for you to visualize this and transform into this new version, your ego has to die. So your ego will self-sabotage you, because remember, this is you up here. All this is not you. Your ego, your body, your characteristics about yourself, it's not you. You are way up here. And you have vision over the past and the future all at once, shining light down onto it all. Okay? That's why when you act in alignment, you feel good and happy. When you go to the gym, you feel good and happy. That's why the only way to become this future self is to realize that these things that you tell yourself you are not actually you up here, who's all-knowing and in true abundance, has everything. You think you're this, you're not. You're this up here. But this, your ego, will stop you from becoming this, what you are dreaming of. That's why you self-sabotage. So the whole time you think, okay, let's create a new picture. So you think this is you, okay, at the start of the timeline. This is the start of your journey. I'm going to make a change. I'm going to get in shape. It's time. I've been fat for too long. So this is you, right? You're fat. We'll just put fat and broke. Fat and no money. And now, where do you want to get to? You want to get over here to your ideal self. That's jacked. Okay? We'll just put jacked and money. Now, for you to go from fat and broke to here, when you visualize, this is deep down what you think. You think, okay, I'm on this timeline and I'm going to be on my mission. At some point, someone else is going to swoop in. This is what you think. I'm telling you. You think someone else is going to swoop in onto the timeline, and then somehow this new person is going to be jacked and strong and fit. The only person that this can be is you now. Let me say that again. The only person that your ideal self can be, because remember, time isn't real. Your true self sees all now. Time only exists in the physical realm, in this red box, physical realm, right? With your ego, which is in the physical world, which is your self-image. That's the only place time exists. So in reality, this exists now, but you don't believe it exists now. You think on the timeline somewhere, this person's gonna appear. When is this person gonna appear on the timeline? You think, okay, when I get this far on my journey, this new person's gonna swoop in, and then it's gonna just exist. Hello? That's not how it works. This timeline, it leads all the way back to you now. So the only person that this ideal self can be is you in the present moment. So you are not this. This doesn't exist until you believe that this is you now. So when you visualize, you need to stop thinking this is a future person and realize the only person that this can be is you now. Who else is it going to be? It has to be you now. You in the future doesn't exist. What? You in the future is some magical person going to swoop in, some magical person with your name and your characteristics, but the way you want it is going to swoop in and just everything's going to be different. Or, if you really think about it, time, right? Here's time. If you trace it all the way back, oh wait, it has to be you now. There's no other option. All right, guys, so when you visualize, this is the step everyone's missing. The way you connect to this person right now. Okay, so this is you now. This is where you don't want to be. This is where you want to be. The only way to connect this gap is through feeling. Feeling. So when you visualize, you need to feel what this feels like over here. And the gap closes. And closes, and closes, and closes. And then, so this is you now. Okay, we'll do this. This is you now. This is where you want to be. You visualize and you feel, and feel, and feel, and feel, and feel, and feel. What would that feel like? What would that feel like? And then eventually, you feel like that person now, and you believe it. And then you're in alignment with your soul. And that's how you get what you want. Your soul is like the all-seeing eye who sees like all this shit. It's like your soul is like you telling yourself, fuck, I shouldn't do this. But you do it anyway, aka your ego makes you do it. This is you up here that sees everything, and you're deep down, you know the only way to become this ideal self is to be them now. So when you don't act in accordance now, you feel that guilt, shame, and regret. Your true self knows what I just said is true, but your ego believes someday in the future, in time, it'll change. But because the future isn't real and time isn't real, and it's all just a physical manifestation of the ego trying not to die, your ego has to die for a new self to be born in the physical world. But your true self knows it all exists now. So that's why you feel guilt, shame, and regret when you're not in alignment, because deep down you know that that's you now, and that could be you now, and you're letting your ego stop you, and your ego is stopping you because it doesn't want to die, because that's going to cause discomfort and pain. The solution, you need to operate from your soul, not from your ego. The solution is awareness. Realizing that this is not you. Okay, here's the solution. Realizing that your self-beliefs about yourself is not who you are. You view everything, aka you are the viewer, the observer of yourself, of your ego, from the spiritual plane, connected to all that is, the source. And you know that this ideal self version of you has to be you now for it to be you ever. No imaginary person is going to come and swoop in, and that's who it's going to be. The only person your ideal self can be is you now. Understand this. So visualize, sit in the feeling until the feeling closes the gap, it becomes you. Then you're acting in alignment and things get easy to do and you stop falling into bad habits. If you want to talk more about this, visit the link in the description. I change lives for a living. This isn't some bullshit coaching program. I'll change your whole life if you want. If you don't, I literally couldn't care less. But if you do, and you want to join the team, I'll change your whole life. I'll keep it that simple. If you want to talk, go to the description and we'll talk.